He turned around in the room. There was an exercising machine ilikuwa nimenunuliwa to trim my mapoti na matiti zikuwe sharp the way he wants. So he goes to the machine and grabs a metal bar, a handlebar that comes off. And it has a lid. Anarudisha hiyo lid on the other side. Nikafikiri nitachapwa na hiyo kitu like a cane. I'm there, please don't beat me with that thing. Nini. Kumbe surprisingly he just tossed me around. Akaiweka hapa. And sasa ako nyuma yangu ananinyonga na hiyo kitu. And this man is big. He is strangling me na hiyo chuma akiwa nyuma huku anaifinya hivyo.
Tatu ulivumilia sana. Ulivumilia sana. Hii haikukufikisha kwa mwisho sasa? Kwa kama anakunia akiwa nyuma, kumaanisha killing you now hata sio big deal kwake. Uliendelea kukaa? Uliendelea kumvumilia?
Sikuendelea. Nilikuwa nime
Sorry, my sister.
Why was he rewarding me with death? 11 years later. If he was going to stop, the 30 minutes, by the ones that he was strangling me by hand. Why did he turn to the metal bar? Na alikuwa anafinya hiyo chuma, nilikuwa ninamulilia. I'm seeing his face, it had turned into a very bad thing. So red eyes. Ameturn kitu mbaya, anamwambia ni mimi, please stop it. That's when he's, pressing on harder. What had I done to him? He was rewarding me with death. My children were in the next room. Ni wadogo. He can have children without a mother. He can have children without a mother. I sacrificed everything. I let go of everything because of love. Kama hakuwa nataka angesema. Singechoka kung'ang'ana. So he gets up. He's now ready to go to work. He has sex with me again. By in force. That commotion, in that roughness, in that chaos,
again.
Yeah, yes, and still beating me actually. And now he wants to go to work, and he's looking around, and I hear, what happened here? And I just kept quiet. He's asking me what happened here, but he took shower. I'm quiet. I didn't say anything. Yes. He's behaving as if he doesn't know what happened. And I heard him say, if you be a good girl and you don't provoke me, nothing like this is going to happen again.
Good girl.
And I don't provoke him.
Alikwambia how? Ama?
Nothing, just be a good girl, don't provoke me, nothing like this will happen again. So I provoked him, that's why that happened.
Just like that.
Yes, and I am so hurt actually from the beatings. Yes. I wait for him to get out, and I now need to go to hospital. Yes. I call my friend. I remember my friend telling me, what is this? Don't clean it, we have to report it. Yes. This is wrong. And I remember telling my friend, no, I am going to lose him and I am pregnant. We
Your
clean.
fear was to lose him.
Yes, I have a baby already. So we go to the hospital and check the baby is okay. But I remember, because I was so hurt, I remember telling the doctor that I would like an abortion. She talked me into keeping the baby anyway. So I just had to deal with the person now, and I tried to call him to order. I want an explanation for what happened. And after the hospital, he says, hey babe, please don't cook today, I'm taking you out for dinner.
Wow, at least mwangaza inaonekana.
Yeah, I remember making up and covering the bruises with the makeup and nice dress. I'm even asking my friend, how do I look? And I go for this dinner. And he takes me to a 5-star hotel, 5-star treatment, you know. I try to it's nice, but I still have something that happened. I try to bring it up. No, you're ruining everything. So we don't get to discuss it. And that's it. I am babe again. We go home. He's making love to me. He doesn't want to discuss it either.
I'm going to discuss the yesterday
Yes.
issue.
I am. Yes, and that was gone like that. I'm babe again. We are back home and life continues. I heal from my bruises. My baby is still okay and the baby is still growing. And it's from there now that this domestic violence started. After being with him for 7 years, that this is what I actually saw. I might have missed other things before within those 7 years. Because I even remember I used to struggle for attention sometimes. Within the 7 years, he would be with the boys most times. Sometimes I would find myself waiting for when he wants to see me, but I never noticed it. And when this violence is happening, that day when it started, like that with this glass and the panting and you know, the rape, I was not able to reverse the 7 years. Because now, how do I reverse the 7 years? I have never seen something like that. So from there, other things kept on happening. Yes, he would come sometimes, we quarrel over, you know, simple things. He would not talk to me. He doesn't want to talk. He's not communicating. Sometimes he would just, you know, silent treat me. Sometimes I would find myself, like I remember one Christmas time, he goes with the boyfriend, the friends, you know, he leaves me there.
The wife.
No, the friend's guy.
Home, kama wife and then a friend.
Yes, and he's away for a long time, 3 days, and it's Christmas time. That's when you're supposed to be with your lover, the family moments, you know. Yeah. And I kept on struggling. I found myself struggling for attention. But then I get this pregnancy grow, and we get to 8 months of this pregnancy. He used to take care of me. He's feeding me, but still when he's down, I still had some savings. I was using that money to keep up. By the time I'm pregnant here, for me, I was very sure after the baby, I'm going to get out again and go to work. So my savings were reducing because when he's down, that is the same money we used to rely on. And I remember when I got to 8 months pregnant, the eighth month of this pregnancy now, akakuja, we were talking about preparations and the house for a bachelor imeandikwa ukuta, writings and things like that. Yeah, so I tell him we need to make this room nursery like we are expecting a baby. And he says, I don't have money. Where do you expect me to get that kind of money? And I give him money because I had some money. So I say I'll give the money and he asks for 40,000. For me, 40,000 anyway, I was thinking it will do other things. You know, you can paint the walls, you can get a cot, you can get a carpet here. And he takes the money. He goes with a friend to bring the paint. We had agreed over painting the room should be blue and white. When he goes, he brings paint that is green. You know the
green.
The Safaricom green.
Yeah.
For a nursery. So that is that means he wasn't with me on these agreements, you know. We say this, but he goes and does his own thing. Like, who are you to decide? And I get the Safaricom green actually. Imagine. Anyway,
the king.
It's okay. He has already bought the paint anyway. So I keep quiet. Remember, I'm 8 months heavy. And he paints the house one wall halfway. He doesn't finish, and I hear, I need some more money. This paint will not be enough. And now here is the problem. This savings since that time, January to now, you know, I'm getting in there, you know, the honeypot. The only money that is remaining there is around 52,000. and I have a month to get this baby now.
Yeah.
What is going to happen if we get this moment and he's down? I'm trying to hold on to this so hard. You know, he starts a fight that he wants money. I should give him my number, but actually I trusted him. He's my lover. I gave him my PIN numbers. The one he doesn't have is my bank number. So the mobile one he has, but he wants to do the mobile transfer.
I hope mna take notes.
So we start fighting. I love him. Why should I have secrets? I give him my pins. He has those. Yeah, I love him. I think I'm coming in here with the notion that there shouldn't be secrecy. Secrets in a relationship, secrets in a marriage. Yeah, so he has my numbers, but he wants to transfer some money that I'm telling him I don't have.
Yeah.
And he starts a fight. I remember him suffocating me with a pillow. He puts a pillow on me. I am lying down on my back. When you're 8 months pregnant, you're not supposed to lie like that. I even start feeling my legs are kicking. You know, the air is cutting off. And this phone that we are fighting for, I just give him. Actually, I remember, you know, feeling like he's serious. I go for that phone. Nikaona ako serious, nakosa hewa. So nikajua hii ako serious. Give me the phone or you die here now and then. So I look for that phone. When I give him the phone, that's when he removes the pillow. At 8 months pregnant. Then he gets the PIN. I give him the PIN. He withdraws the 50K yote.
Akatransfer.
2K ni ya kuimaintain 2K ilibaki.
So after umempea hiyo 40, akachukua tena 50. That's 90.
Yeah.
But already I'm paint green
nusu, and the paint has not even. And I'm there. So he gets the money, he goes with a friend.
Yes.
And he disappears actually. He doesn't paint anymore. Now this labor, it was preparation around 4 days to the labor that I'm expecting. Sometimes you have the dates. So it's about 4 days and he disappears.
Yes.
My friend, I'll never forget about this girl, may God bless her. She was by my side when all this was happening, and she's there. She picks the brush and paints the house. She, you know, there were plans, we need a seat, you know, after, you know, this, you know, making it good, courts where they are being picked from. She gets a driver, she picks those things, she brings them in there. Within those 4 days, she did it. Then I was expecting my labor like tomorrow.
Yes.
So sometimes now you are just there waiting. It happens tonight. When I'm expecting is tomorrow, that night I get the labor. The girl calls him. He shows up. In the morning around 3, he comes. Because now I'm on labor. But he pays the Uber guy. He doesn't go to the hospital.
Your husband.
The father of my children. He said,
the one who told you that, come, I want to marry you.
Yes.
I want you to be my wife.
Yes, I want you
to be the mother of my children.
Yeah, so I get in the Uber
you
with
sold everything because of him.
Yes, I quit my job because he was going to take care of his wife and children.
The queen.
Yes, I gave him that mandate because he's my husband. He doesn't go to the hospital with me. So the lady takes me to hospital.
Yes.
I'm on labor. And I get the baby. He doesn't come. He comes the following day in the evening. He sees the baby. He's so excited. For me, I didn't even notice anything wrong with him not coming. Actually, he's the father of the child. He's not occupied anywhere. Even those who get occupied, they seek leaves and permissions to go and yeah, but I didn't even think of it as something bad.
My husband is busy.
Yeah, he's okay. After all, he came and I don't know what was going on with me. So I get the baby.
So baba niuliza sababu hao watu wanabia vipi, ni hao tu wenye wamechanganywa kidogo. Ni kabila gani huyo mtu?
The one in your head. Hiyo yenye unafikiria. The number one tribe in your mind.
Sasa tu mwenye
The number one
umefikiria ni huyo.
the number one tribe in your head ni
Ni
huyo.
huyo. Kali sana hiyo. Hiyo ni kali.
So I get the baby and he comes, the baby is so handsome, very nice boy. He goes, he tattoos the baby's name on the hand. Tattoo.
Hapo.
What's more than that, you know? He tattoos the baby's name. But he loves the baby so much, the baby that you bore him.
Oh, so tattooing is...
What's more than that? That's a sign
that you love the baby.
Yeah, and you are into this. You really value this. You can even label yourself with it. And I am carried away again. I don't even remember. He never took me to hospital. He had walked out on me when the house was painted half. You know, things when it's time for preparations, he's bailing out on you.
With your money.
Yeah.
I wondered.
It's my money that is even with a pillow.
For the sister.
All this time.
Smile, when you're telling a story, you have to smile.
I've cried and I'm even thinking.
At least make to pay a check.
We should laugh at some of this stupidity, actually. Because something was happening. Yeah, I'm actually doing some therapy, and I hope in there someone can mention what some of these things were, you know. I hope. Because even me, I'm yet to understand myself. Maybe the problem was both ways.
No.
The problem here was two-way traffic.
The way you loved this guy, I think ulikuwa young, then haukuwa umepata love kaa hiyo, and also you missed your fatherly love, wasn't same hiyo. So this guy coming into your life, alikuja akakucover, then that first sex, I think ndio ili carry everything.
The bonding.
Because you say the whole night.
I'm creating bonds.
So you but tuendelee.
So the baby comes home, everybody celebrates. Now I get to see. Remember, I met this guy. I fell head over heels. Who is his parents? Who is his brother? Who is his friend?
Miaka yote toka hapa hivi hujaenda kwa.
Who, yeah. And I didn't see it until. Who is his sister? Where did he grow up in? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know him.
You know nothing about him.
Yeah.
The only thing you know about him is
the only thing I know is what I'm seeing.
With that bedsitter.
The visual. The guy who is painting with him. Who is that guy? The guy who is painting with, who is that guy? So I get the baby home, very handsome, bouncing baby boy. I get to see the mother. She's so happy she gets a grandson. Even my mom comes, my people come, my sisters. I don't get to see his father. But at the same time, my father is not there. But, it just happens that the one who comes celebrate the baby and they go. Wow, I'm now a mom, a housewife, and I love this man so much. And, at that period, he's so loving. I am being treated so nicely. I remember I had no house help. He would cook. He would wash for me for some time. And a week or two now, he's nowhere to be seen. He's busy. You are there now with your baby. One day I wake up, the phone now. He comes and tells me, I had a phone. When I was working, I got an iPhone 6 when the iPhone was now in the market then. iPhone 6 Apple. I was able to buy myself that phone. So when I'm coming here, I have that phone. And he's liking it. He asked me, Please, my job, your camera has a good resolution. I need to do something on your phone. It has good space.
Yes.
And I give him the phone.
Yes.
He doesn't return it. He goes, comes on Friday. Your mother is calling. And I remember that's how he took the phone from me. I remember picking the phone and trying to go in there. Now we were in another bed sitter with a small kitchen. It's a studio with a small kitchenette, a door, and then there's a big room. I'm going into the kitchen. No, sit here. What is it that you want to say that is private? I talked to my mother while seated there, and I picked the phone. Then he takes it back. So for a very long time in that house, I had no phone.
It's like uko giza kabisa.
He's using it. I can only use it when he's home. One day he comes with it. He had chatted on Facebook with some girl, and he puts it on the table. I go to grab the phone. He's sleeping. I pick the phone and I find that it's open. You use it and you don't log out. So I get a conversation. And this conversation, there is a meeting he had with a girl somewhere when I was pregnant.
Okay.
And she's thanking him for some souvenir cup, the coffee cups that you use, put coffee and you can go with it on the road, office. Souvenir cup. And I feel so bitter. I am here struggling with this thing.
Yes.
He can do this to me. And I get bitter. I go and wake him up at around 3. I want an explanation.
Yes.
And I get beaten up. So that is the first time around 3 months. I have a baby of 3 months. And now after the delivery, that's the first time now he hits me again.
Okay.
When I get beaten, I get so angry. I pick my baby and my things and I go to my mother's place. And then he doesn't say sorry.
He's taking.
Yeah, 2 weeks later, I need diapers. At my mother's, they don't have a little baby. They wake up and go. You are left there. So he calls, babe, what happened? Please bring that baby back. You are the one who is provoking me. What was that? It's just a phone.
Yes.
You know what he said? A woman who is on phone and a woman who is at my house, who is at a better position? You are in my house. She's on phone.
Okay.
She's on Facebook. And I pick my baby and go back. And then I don't complain again. I stay. I remember during the makeup for after now this during the makeup I happened to get pregnant with the second baby because I am these women who get fertility back so quick. 3 months after pregnancy, I already have my period back. And I saw my period and I remember telling him, hey babe, we need to go and get a clinic for my family planning thing. We decide which one.
Yes.
Aki aliniambia, mimi bibi yangu hata weko hizo vitu zinafanya bamba mikue baridi. My wife cannot use those things that are making the bambam to freeze. And I was just trying to hold a conversation about my, family planning. We have a little baby here, and that's what he said. And then he tells me, you're breastfeeding. You see, I'm going to withdraw. You men, sometimes you trick us to withdrawal. And it's okay, I take the withdrawal, and I thought I'm breastfeeding. But I have seen my period back. Then he withdraws today. Tomorrow, he doesn't. One day he doesn't withdraw, and I did not need 2 sessions like that to get pregnant again. This guy is so big. In that situation, he's even unpushable. He promised to withdraw, and now he hasn't withdrawn. And that was it. I got pregnant the second time with the second baby. I have a 4-month-old.
So big. How? Explain.
When you're making love, the situation is not somebody you can just push off because he has to withdraw. You make him to get off. So he doesn't withdraw himself from that. And I get pregnant. I'm not on any family, family planning method. A baby can happen. You promised to withdraw so that you will protect me. Why not? Why didn't you? I get pregnant. And I kept quiet. That situation happened. I keep quiet for about 2 months. When my baby is 6, I'm feeling so funny. I'm feeling like I am having worms. I go to a chemist ati niko na worms. I need to deworm. And the chemist guy asked the period that I saw, it came back, it has not come back again. So it came and disappeared. That means I got pregnant.
Yes.
And he's telling me, are you married? I'm at the counter asking for a dewormer.
The doctor ndiye anakuuliza hivyo.
And he's the one asking me, are you married? I'm telling you.
Hata wewe mwenyewe hujui kama uko married. Funny question.
I'm going to deworm. Yet I am married to someone. Oh my God. Then the test it turns positive. Now I'm pregnant. I don't know how to tell him that I'm pregnant with the second baby. You know, he's so into this one, and then he's showing signs of violence. You know, he's aloof. He has this withdrawal. You know, I'm seeing withdrawal. I don't know how to approach him and tell him I'm pregnant again. I plan to abort this baby with a friend who had aborted somewhere in school. I got to know it because she was a friend. And I was so naive, I don't even know where to get these doctors. When he comes home, remember I never have a phone. When he comes home, I get a phone. I chat on WhatsApp. I tell the girl, hey, this and this has happened. I need to get rid of this baby. Because now how do I tell him? For me, I'm seeing a disaster in something that was supposed to be joy, happiness. I am married. I have, you know, and the girl tells me, you need money. 8,000 bob for a medicine to be sent to you. I don't know those things. Then I told her I don't have. I went and stole 5,000 from his wallet. I can't get the 3,000 now. I tell her, no, that's the only one I have. You know, by the time I'm making this conversation, he picks the phone and goes. The girl replies when he has the phone. He comes and locks me up in the bathroom. He wants to know if that baby is his, why is it being aborted yet it's in his father's house? And I'm not able to explain that. He locks me up in the bathroom. I'm being beaten to say who I slept with when I went to my mother's that time when we had quarreled. And because I know I have not slept around with anybody, I hold on to my story. You know, I was in there for the whole night. He comes. He used to wake up. I had a little baby, 6 months. In bed with him, the baby is crying and I hear, keep quiet, nyamaza. And I'm in the bathroom. The baby is crying at night. I'm hearing him telling the baby, nyamaza, keep quiet. And then he comes. It's like that night he's, you know, he used to come and open the door. You know, in the bathroom there is nothing. Just I was sitting on a toilet bowl. He takes water on a bucket and pours it on me. Then he locks the bathroom and goes back to bed. He comes again. Are you going to tell me the truth? And in the morning when he's now ready for work, hey babe, are you okay? How are you feeling? And those instances of being like that at night, and then in the morning he's asking me, are you okay? And he tells me, you are going to keep that baby, and that baby should not go anywhere. If it goes anywhere, you also disappear. So I get to keep the baby. That is the go-ahead to keep the baby. Now I am pregnant, and I have a little baby that is very helpless. And now...
And you are not working.
Yeah. He's supposed to... How can I even work when I'm heavy with a baby and I have a baby? Those who have been in situations like that know how it feels like.
Yeah.
So I get to stay in there. When it's getting heavier, things are getting out of hand. He's becoming more and more violent. My friends used to come and check on me. He would like, anaingia, unasikia, wewe, mwanamke unafanya nini with prostitutes and you are a married woman?
The friends.
When they are seated there. He's not saying it in the kitchen. They are seated
in front of them. In front of everyone.
That's how they started leaving me one by one. You know, when you get to hear that kind of a thing. And there are instances.
We don't want to bring her married.
Yeah, and remember they used to call, they used to WhatsApp, they used to Facebook. They no longer, because I don't have a phone. He even used to reply to some of those messages. Like I remember one, I'll never forgive him. I had a dad who was having BP. He was sick. And I used to take care of him when I had a job and a shop and all that. So I used to buy these BP meds. Every month I would buy the medicine and get him some food. But when I got into this house, I no longer do that because now I don't have a job.
Yeah.
He was looking for me. I think when it gets so difficult where he is and he has no way out,
Yes.
he calls my phone and he's the one who has the phone. And he replies to that, hataki kukuongelesha. Remember, I do not know that my dad is...
Yeah.
And my dad was so bitter about it. He passed away in 2021. May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
But you see what he's doing. Like he ripped me off those connections, the relationship, the
With your
girls.
family, with your friends.
And I would not see it because even when these girls were leaving, there's one girl, the one that left me last,
Yeah.
alikuwa anasema hivi, you have to choose between your abusive husband or this friendship. Me, I cannot continue. I remember telling her, enda ukatafute your own husband. You are so jealous of me.
What?
Find yourself I remember telling her that. She's jealous. I could not see what was going on. I didn't understand what... I didn't see what he was doing to me. So that's how they left.
Ukabaki peke yako na bwana wako?
So the last one I was taken by a girlfriend. Now this one who leaves the last with an Uber. But this one now, I have a helpless baby. I am heavy, but now they are gone. Neighbors are tired of him. I can't go to a neighbor. I can't stand on corridors. He used to to go to work. The caretaker calls him. She's here. Ako hapa. She's gossiping. He comes from work with a motorbike and beats me up. Did you finish to raise the baby? What are you doing on corridors during the day? Like I'm not supposed to be out there. And for me, it's just happening to me without, these are things that you don't expect. For example, when so many things went on there, you don't expect a fight from something. These things are happening when it's something like what? People usually ask, why are you allowing somebody to treat you like this?
To beat you.
I remember it's dinner time. I am serving food.
Yeah.
You don't expect a fight to come from there. Family moment. This is a man I love.
Yes.
I am in bed with him. We are making love.
Yeah.
You do not expect a fight to come from there. And then it happens. He raises a fight from making love, and it's a full-blown fight. And it's just like that. Before you get to understand, he is taking me out. He is getting me gifts.
Nini ilifanyika mpaka mkaachana?
So there is this baby that I'm carrying. And one moment, it turned out to be cool. He was okay.
Saizi hauko na yeye, si ndio? Uko single, maybe sijui kama we don't know about him. But now mtu ako like, ni nini ilifanya mpaka mkaachana ukajipata uko single ama leo ukafanya share story?
Before we get to that, when I got to 8 months with this baby that I'm carrying, the second one, there were so many difficulties here, and they were being beaten over water that is spilled on the floor, towel in the wrong place in kupigwa. And I get to 8 months of pregnancy. I remember one morning I wake up and serve his tea. And he had promised me that he's going to take me for shopping for this baby that is coming. And then we stay home for Christmas because we don't need to spend and we are expecting a baby. So this day comes 24th December, I remember. And I tell him, babe, good morning. Are you still taking me for shopping so that I can get ready? And he says, stupid woman, bitch, ninyamazie. And he threw that tea to me. And I'm like, that was a yes or no. And he didn't he didn't hear any of that. I remember he stood up from there and he started following me up, blows and beating me up now. I can't come to this house and rest. Every time you are yapping, I don't know what. And that was a very simple question. Just tell me yes or no. And I remember running away into the big room. We had a small kitchenette. So I opened the door and ran in there. There was a sofa and there was a bed. He follows me. And when I notice he's following me, he still wants to beat me up. I get up from the seat. I jump on the bed. On the bed, because it was 7 a.m. in the morning, my baby was sleeping there, the other baby. So when I jump on the bed, I saw him picking a baseball bat from a wall. You know what a baseball bat is? The baseball bat was like a deco. So he grabbed that, stepped on the seat, then he followed me on the bed. I remember crying to him, like, don't beat me, what are you doing? And I got to the headboard. I have nowhere else to go. He grabbed me and he placed his foot here. And he assaulted me with that bat from anywhere. I remember my baby was crawling over that commotion. He would grab the baby and throw it over there. And he assaulted me with that baseball bat when I was 8 months pregnant. So I remember when I fainted. Sometimes when someone faints a second or a minute, you get back. I found he has left me. And when he left me, I try to get up now. I can hear him in the other small room. The panting, that panting that he does. He's panting and he's cursing and he's saying things. I don't want to hear nonsense. He comes back and slaps me and goes back. I don't want to hear don't say anything, And he was there pacing and pacing and pacing. And mine, now I have gotten out of this. I tried to sit. I was puking blood. I'm puking blood. Now, my baby is very quiet at a corner somewhere. And now the only way is to get my way out of here. And he's, I can't get an exit. So I wait and listen to him. He's even coming back and slapping me and going and cursing a lot and saying so many insults, Then he picks the phones, both the phones, and he leaves. Now, when I saw him leave, I crawled to the door. When I tried to get up, I had something, like something had fallen into a pit. And that was my baby that had moved. So I expected labor, but there was no any water. But I felt like something has just dropped in between my legs. Now I was walking like this. But it's not labor. And I just crawled to the door. There is a lady, because we were upstairs, a certain lady had heard the commotion. I was screaming, and she was there, looking. I saw her and I told her to scream, tell him to bring my phone. He's trying to jeopardize that I don't call anybody. So the lady screams, and when he's going downstairs, he removed the SIM card in a hurry and threw the phone back and went. So when the lady was picking the phone, it didn't have a SIM card. May God bless that lady. She helped me to get to my mother's because she could not take me to hospital. She gave her house girl some money to carry the baby and the bag. Because now I was hurt, I couldn't walk properly. The lady took me to my mother in that condition. So I stay at my mother's. They go to the hospital. They were looking at this baby on the scans, and the baby was head down. It didn't show that the baby was captured here. My pelvic bones opened, and the baby got in there. So the bones close back and the baby's head is captured. So the scan doesn't get to show that, even though the baby is healthy and it's okay. And I stay in there for 2 weeks. He comes to my mother and says, sorry, it's the work of the devil. We were expecting the baby. Nataka arudi nimpeleke hospitali. Tulikuwa tuna plan kupata mtoto. I remember my sister who was at home even carrying these things again because I can't walk properly and the baby, and I go back. So that's how I return, just walking like that. Nobody knows my baby's head is stuck. I would even sit and feel something hard, That was my baby's head, but I don't know. So January, I was expecting that baby in January. January came, nothing. I'm just walking like that. I keep on going to the hospital. What they told me is, you just go home. This baby is head down. It's going to labor itself out, or it's going to turn. The baby is not turning. I'm just walking like that the whole month again. So they tell me again, you go. If this labor does not come on this day, you come. We are going to get you to surgery and remove the baby. When I went to that bed, they are removing the baby and they're shaking me so much on that surgery bed. And I was wondering what's happening. They were really working to get this baby out of my bones, Once they get the baby, it cries, but they are not showing me, they're hiding it. My baby comes out with a number 8 head, number 8. And then there was an edge here. It's like a crack. So that's how I get the baby. But they put the baby in the nursery for some time. They checked the brain was okay. They assured me the baby was going to be fine. So I get some days there, and he comes to the hospital. He doesn't like what he saw. He's looking at the baby and asking people, he does not even talk to me. He's going to visit. Other women have visitors. He's asking them, what's wrong with the baby? What is this? His mother. The right person to ask is me. Go to the doctor and ask the doctor. And I was getting irritated. This is someone who does not even communicate with me. He doesn't put me in that space. You are asking such a thing to those. What do you want them to tell you? And from there, I am discharged. I remember he came to take me home, and he's like, I had a baby that was crying from the ward, and I told him, please let me sit for the baby to keep quiet first. Bitch, Nyamasie, you think I have the whole day? He's calling me a bitch on the corridors of hospital.
In front of people.
Yeah.
Very bad.
And he's in a hurry. He was always in a hurry. He was always, I have work to do. Yeah. And so I just get in the car with my baby and I'm taken home. The moms, they were there in the hospital. They came in another vehicle and they found us home. Okay, they just celebrate anyway. Yeah. Even though I'm not happy, my baby is in a certain condition. So I am waiting for a moment to tell him what happened to the baby. Because now I needed that privacy to explain to him. So at night, the mother prepares me, they feed me, they leave me very well done there. They call him, I want to go, his mother now. I want to go, it was 9 at night. Where are you? He comes home, the mother goes. I was on a bed, he sits on a sofa, and he kept quiet. Then I told him, babe, I wanted to talk to you about the baby. The doctor said this and this happened, and it's because of that day when we had a commotion here. That is when I started feeling what I was feeling. I didn't even finish to explain. I had, bitch, you want to blame me? No, I am not blaming you. I'm just explaining what's wrong with the baby. But the doctor said the baby will be okay. Let's give it time. And I'm here with a helpless baby. I'm here with an injured baby. And I have a surgery wound. So I'm lying like this with my babies. And I get, sleep carries me. And that's it, I sleep. 9 at night, 3 a.m. in the morning, I wake up. I look, there is light. I look on the wall, it's 3 a.m. And then he's there on the sofa looking at me like this, eyes wide open. You would expect the person would be maybe on phone, or he would be at least maybe, he dozed there, or he even stretched over there. He's like this. I asked him, babe, are you not sleeping today? And he says, his words were, bitch, I am going to take a rope and hang you. Na niwahang nyote wawili. Niwahang nyote watatu. I had gone through a lot carrying this. I had never seen only alcohol. Yeah, actually I've had a lot of that, but I never get to see any. I only saw alcohol. Ile anakunywa maybe a lot of pombe kali, but he doesn't get to stagger.
So, according to your stories, like kuna kitu alikuwa anatumia kabla afike.
So for me, I never got to see him with any. It's possible, but there was a lot of, characteristics like too much smoking, which I even had a problem with. And when he said that, I remember I had gone through a lot, carrying a baby, and I had a helpless baby. at this moment I even have a surgery. I am stressed about a child that has come out with an injury, and I deserved every beautiful word that there may be, you know.
Yeah.
And that is what he said.
Nitawahangi nyinyi wote
Mm.
mkufe.
So I was so scared.
That statement, would you take it? Because the statement is very heavy. Threatening.
Imagine I have gone through that kind of a thing, and then he uses his mouth to utter death. He declares death, you know. And I felt like, is that what I deserved? After all that struggle, you know, I'm keeping his family. I'm trying to put his family together, and that is what he
Giving everything.
yeah.
So nini ilifanya hadi paka mkaachana? That thing
So
will make sasa nyinyi ndio part ways.
I get to call my mother because he said he will kill me. My mother takes me,
Yes.
and the baby. Then I am taken care of by my sister,
Yes.
who was very bitter because the hospital bill and that kind of a thing. But I get well. Na nikafika sasa, I'm healed. And he's on phone. Remember when I'm away, that 2020, that year I was not with him. I was with the
Corona year.
yeah. So I stay at home with my mama. When I heal and the baby is now healing, it's getting very well. My sister took care of me. May God bless my sister wherever she is. And he calls, babe, you know, I love you. You have to bring those babies here. Why are you going there to disturb people? And I remember him coming with wazee kunichukua. And he's, you know, it's not going to happen again. I believed him. I remember family was now washing their hands. You go back to that man, you forget about us. Rituals were even being done. Maji inaletwa, the actual water. Rituals are done over you. This kind of a man that you are with, watu wanafanya actual.
Wanafanya uganga.
Something was just off, you know. The coming, unaona analetwa with the people who are bringing him to take the wife, wanakuja mara moja, wanakuja mara ingine. Which wife you go to take anakujiwa mara ya kwanza, kikao kinafanywa mara ya pili.
Unataka kuolewa?
Ni kichwa ngumu. He doesn't you know, obey any authority. Ametoka huko kote kuja kuambia watu wangu, this your daughter, this your daughter ananitukana, this your daughter. Ni kichwa ngumu. Is that what you came to tell them? Or you came to just and then unapata this coming to pick the wife is kikao kinaenda hivyo, watu walikuja kutoka ushago, they go. Yani there's just something about it that is so off.
Correct.
Yeah. Because I've seen wives who go and they are going to be taken, they'll some even leave immediately with the person. So that commotion, I happened to believe him. He leaves my transport, and then I get a sick dad. So my mom tells me, no, don't just go this time, wait a while. And I stay. I go and take my father to hospital. Then my father passes, may he rest in peace. He comes to support me at that burial. And now that's when I get convinced truly he is, you know, he loves me. Something is just wrong. Akona stress, atakuwa okay. You see, he's even sorry. And I carry my things and go back. When I go back in 2021, that's now when hell breaks loose. The first 3 months, it was so good. The first red flag came when I got to July. My babies are so cold and I didn't have cold wear. I go and get the money he gives me. I buy, unaona mtumba, the ones that are off huko 10 bob, so that I can get many for the babies because hatuna hajanipea pesa enough. I come with these clothes and I hear, unanunua on whose bill? Why are you buying this trash with my money? Ni watoto wanani unataka kuvalisha takataka? And he was ripping those clothes off one by one. And then he goes and buys the baby's shorts. You know, the side pocket short. The baby does not, this one, 10 of those. This baby does not need a side pocket short at this season. This baby needs a cold wear. So this is somebody I could not even communicate with. Nimerudi sasa, things are getting worse. I'm craving for his attention. There is no communication. Nali nidanganyilia these 3 months. Ameanza kunipiga tena. Akiingia tu kwa mlango, vita inaanza over hizi viatu zinafanya nini hapa, mwanamke umeshinda ukifanya nini, what have you been doing the whole day, and then he slaps me from there, and that's vita. Sasa watoto wangu wakiangalia, and I even found myself planning on akiingia nitafanya nini akianza vita. I leave the balcony door open. I calculate how I can jump from here to down there, and we are upstairs. You know, those are the kinds of calculations I was doing there, because now alikuwa get worse.
Yes.
And the way I left the family, wameosha mikono, I have nowhere else to go. I have no friend. So ikafika mahali the love making became torture. The love making that I used to value a lot, he started using it as a weapon. Kuna this instance where I saw him take ananipiga, and then that's now when he takes the sex. He doesn't ask me, anani undress after beating me when I'm crying there. That's when he will do the act. He takes me to the bathroom and puts water in a trough. And me, psychologically, I said, kama atanipiga, and then my babies will be okay.
Yes. No problem.
So I took it and nikaona meka maji. You see these troughs that we wash clothes, jumbo for women, ya duvet.
Yes.
I have those kinds of troughs. Akaeka maji, me I'm just there, I don't know what he's doing. He put it on the toilet bowl. So he puts that on the toilet bowl. He holds my hands from the back. He's so big, his hand is holding my hands and I can't remove them. And then he holds my hair. He's having sex with me and dipping my head in that water.
What?
And when he's having sex with me here, he's dipping my head in this water. Remember, the where he's using is any.
Hapo kwa sex. Hapo ndio natakanga Kiswahili, because some people out there wanataka kuelewa vizuri. Having sex, ama akiwa akifanya mapenzi kwako, akikuinamisha, kumaanisha ana have sex na wewe kupitia nyuma.
Yes.
My God.
And that is rape. And I remember the first time it was so painful. When he was done, I was just left there around 10 in the night. I could not get up.
But when bibi yake angekuuliza tu vizuri, ungempea basi hata kama ni nyuma mbele.
He no longer asks. Actually, he beats me up severely before he does the act.
It was the first time having you sex through back.
Yeah, and sometimes we will be in bed. He just goes there, but without even consulting you. And I remember when I tried to complain to him, babe, it's just sex. It's just sex. I love you. He's not even, bringing you into that. Sometimes you can even tell somebody and they agree. For me, it happened to me, and there was we are not together. Like it became rape. It was now being used as a weapon.
Alikurepe na nyuma. Very painful. First time ilikuwa rape. Iliendelea ama alikuwa tu ilikuwa.
So now what happened? I found myself, because now I really, really wanted this to work. I have babies and I can't even go to my family. I have no friends. I have no one.
Yeah.
I found myself psychologically preparing. Anytime he comes home, he beats me. I see the water trough. I start, taking in breath. The way you go into a swimming pool and prepare to dive, so that I can sustain my head in there for that.
The water.
Yeah. So that psychologically I started doing that so that I can survive this and my babies will. But then,
you're doing this for your babies.
Yeah,
because
now where will I go?
Your children.
So where will I go? If now he gets, I get to go again. People washed hands. Nobody wants to hear about me anymore.
Very bad.
So I sustained that for a while. And there is this time it starts getting bad. He's beating me when my son is seeing. He had just turned 4. He's no longer, he even gets at the door and he wants this sex. He doesn't bother whether the children are on the sofa there or they're in the bedroom. Now he's becoming like that. And this person is not drunk. I will never forgive him for those children.
That's why nilikuwa nakwambia alikuwa anatumia kitu.
The baby is holding his leg, telling him when he's in the act, stop beating my mother. So he was waiting for me to come back so that he can ruin these children when they are now of age. Before that, they were very tender and they didn't understand anything.
Yes.
Why wouldn't he just let me go?
Alikuwa na sex na wewe mbele ya watoto pia?
Yeah, they started seeing that he doesn't care whether they're on the sofa there or they're in the bedroom. He
Na saa hiyo
kuja
ana-
hapa, kuja hapa na utoe hiyo tight.
My God.
And this is someone I love. This is someone I met for 7 years. He used to ask me so nicely.
Yeah. Tuendelee.
So it became so rough and
This man unasema anafanya sex kupitia nyuma, ambaye ndio your husband, ambaye you sold everything
Yeah.
because of him.
Yeah.
You resigned from a well-paid job.
yeah.
You
After all the sacrifices,
yes.
I end up abused. He abused me. For these 11 years, I did not see it coming. And until today, I don't understand how it happened to me. I am exposed at school. It's not like somebody who, but it happens to me. I get abused without knowing it's abuse. So there is this time that we had a problem with water.
Yes.
In January last year, the sun was too hot. The water is a problem. In Ongatarongai, we usually have people who sell with donkeys. The money he's giving me is not enough to buy enough water. I need money for food, the baby's milk and all those things. No, now you are calculating as a woman, do I buy milk or water? So sometimes I get to go to the borehole and carry that water on my back. And he would hear it from the people in the area, and he would come and beat me up that I'm shaming me around. My wife is fetching water on the back, what. And remember, he doesn't have the money to buy for the donkey, enough money. So it gets to this day, 13th February, I remember. And I go to a neighbor and tell him they have a borehole. I tell my neighbor, the caretaker now, please give me free water. I bring my jerrycans and fill for us some stock so that for some time I can survive without buying. He tell me, yes, I'll give you the water, but don't come when people are seeing you. Hata mdosi akisikia haitakuwa poa sana. When everybody has a problem with the water, wote watakujia kuomba. So mi nikamwambia it's okay. Akaniambia come and do it at night at 8. Nikamwambia no, because I have chores and putting kids to bed nini. Let me come in the morning. Valentine's Day in the morning, 14th. I wake up at 4 and tell my husband, hey babe, morning, please allow me to go outside. I am getting water from so and so. So he let me. And I dress up in a hurry. I go to the guy before people wake up to start seeing water, and they start also asking for water. I carry so many jerrycans, and I go there. The security guy is opening the gate for me. He's even the one who's helping me to bring some. In between there, the people in the compound who wake up to work or school, they see me and they call the caretaker for our place. They ask him, this water that is coming into this compound, where is it coming from? And we don't have water. The caretaker calls my husband, bibi yako ako huko anaiba maji. And then I come upstairs. Remember, nilikuwa nabeba mtungi like a man so that I can take a lot of them. And I come back upstairs and he's waiting for me at the door. He falls on me with blows. He's beating me up. And he beat me up. I was beaten so severely, and I was wondering what has transpired in between him allowing me to go and this caretaker calling him. But this was something like any time I would do something in that compound, the caretaker would call that I went to fight the lady for clotheslines. He would beat me. So it's like those people who usually watch how he is, and now they use that to make your life. He knows if he calls, you'll be beaten. So it was that kind of a thing. And he beats me so severely on Valentine's Day. Who beats his wife on a Valentine's Day at 5 in the morning?
A fool or a mad person.
And anyway, he goes. I remain there, sorrowful on a Valentine's Day, nothing, no love, nothing that day. He beat me actually, and I was struggling for his family. The water that he's not able to buy from. The other women are getting a man who's buying the whole donkey. Me, I'm just there going around trying to cater for his family needs. But he treats me like that. He beats me over water. So Valentine's Day, I'm beaten. He comes back in the evening. We don't talk. Actually, I sleep so early. We don't talk to each other. The following morning, he wakes up, he finds me with a dustbin from downstairs, and he grabs me by the hair. He beats me again on 15th morning. You want to go down there to embarrass me again. You want to go and steal water. Stolen water will not come to my house. And then I remember him sitting me down on the floor. And he told me, from today onwards, because you don't respect me in this house, you are going to be sitting down on the floor. So anytime I talk to you, I'm on the same level with your son. So the only way I can be on the same level with my son is to sit, so that he can now reach, I can reach his level. That's the kind of respect he wants. And he beat me up in the morning saying, anytime I talk in this house, you say, yes, sir. I remember saying, yes, sir, because I don't want this fight to continue. And my baby was there looking. The other one is younger, it doesn't understand much, but this one who's 4. And I remember him telling me, calling me names. See the kind of a thing I am servicing. And see, you look like an empty sack. He insulted me in front of my child. And my child, until today, the baby asks me, what is servicing? And those are the kinds of things he's saying. He insulted me from 6 to 9. There is a woman who woke up at 6 because of that noise. She went back to sleep. She wakes up at 9. He is still insulting me. You are a prostitute. Malaya wewe. He would call me those kinds of words. And I would wonder, see the way you are beat up. Kiki mwanamke sura mbaya. You don't even look like Vera Sidika. Vera Sidika fantasies. And he insults me and shames me. When he's insulting me like that, doors upstairs, the doors, neighbors. Kwanza ananikompea mpaka he had even bought me an exercising machine. And those kinds of fantasies. Imagine ninatukanwa. Mimi mwenye niko na watoto wake wawili, he's using that kind of a model to insult me. Those are the kind of fantasies he's swallowing in. Look, you look like an empty sack. And that got, he is shaming me to people. The neighbors are listening upstairs, downstairs, milango huku kando kando, they are hearing all that. He shames me. Wow. See the thing I am servicing. I am degrading myself to service kitu kinakaa hivi. I am doing you a favor. He's doing me a favor. He is servicing me. Wewe sasa mwanaume nikikuacha ni mwana. You think a man, there is any man who will look at you twice? Kuna mwanaume atakuangalia mara mbili. And those were his words. And he insults. He will regret. He insults. Okay, 6 months from now. When he's telling me that I was so thin, nimekonda. I remember I used to faint in the house, na faint. Nilikuwa nimepatwa na BP. Nikimwambia anipe pesa niende test, hata ni 50 bob or 150 kuangalia sugars and those things. Na pesa ya nani? On whose bill? Yani mimi unaningoja mimi nikupeleke ukapimwe BP, and that time he's following his own sugars and his BP. Napatanga hizo risiti. Anajiangalia. Mimi ilikuwa imefika mahali amenipea stress. I am fainting in the house. There is this children, anachapa mtoto, anaanza kumishandle watoto. Mtoto amevunja TV. TV ilifanya nini? He had held my baby by the neck. Anainua hivi, anachapa na kiatu. So my problem was this hand and the neck. I jump in to save my baby. Mtoto wangu ameanguka chini. Puh! He turned to me and beat me up. Unaona blows kunigonga, makofi, kichwa inaenda hivi. I could not turn my neck hivi ama hivi for a week. I'm in bed. Nikashindwa my baby would have taken that kind of hasira. Then now this water day, 15th I'm beaten in the morning, amenitukana, ameenda job. At night he comes again ameanza vita. Nimempea food, akasema food sijui iko na nini, kwanza narushiwa hiyo food. Yes. But then when he threw that food ikamwagika chini, who eats at this hour? Anaenda analeta mboga around 9. I have to do the kienyeji ones, the managus, to do those 9. By the time I'm finishing, it's 10, 11 huko. Nimerushiwa hiyo food. Who eats at this hour? When they eat at this hour? You even have an M-Pesa you could have sent earlier.
Hata chicken huko kama kuna pesa.
Aliniambia, get down there and eat that food. ameirusha, imemwagika chini. Now I feed on it cause kwetu kuna kuliwangwa at that hour. You can imagine me feeding on food from the floor, and because I don't want to be beaten, hizo beatings
Unazidi kukaa tu hapo.
nakula hiyo food.
Unakulia hapo chini?
And he goes and brings the rest. Ugali pengine nilikuwa nimekata nimebakisha, nikule pia hiyo. Have you ever eaten food unapata indigestion in the morning, uko na hiyo indigestion haiku digest, you try to sleep like this, wezi overfeeding. And he does that. So it was this kind of treatment, that kind of torture. Ni najipata pale hiyo night nimechapwa, nimekula food sijui nini. In the morning nikaona this is getting out of hand, nikamuuliza babe, have you calmed down? Tuongee. 16 in the morning, it was on a Friday, I'll not sitaisahau hiyo siku. He says, bitch ninyamazie. Stop telling me. I was asking him to talk, what is going on, because watoto wako restless, you are exposing them to violence, what's going on, we can talk. I didn't even finish that statement. Ninyamazie, you're already telling me the things I already know. Kwanza wewe kuja hapa. He started beating me. It was 5 in the morning. Tumetoka kulala. This person hajatoka kazini kagomana na mtu. This person si mlevi. And he starts beating me up and swearing, by the way, nitakuwa wewe. I told you nitakuwa. I am going to get rid of you and get rid of those children. And he started holding me by the neck. Anashika na mkono. He's strangling me with his hand. Alikuwa anafinya hiyo mkono, nasikia ni kama vidole zake zinaguzana. Anashika hapa, anafinya, strangulation. I fought with this man for about 35 minutes. Napigana tu na hii mkono. Watoto wangu wako in the next room
crying.
They're even hearing me screaming. And I fight someone who was going to stop. Angekuwa shaachia kwa hii mkono.
Yes.
He turned around in the room. There was an exercising machine ilikuwa nimenunuliwa to trim my mapotina matiti zikuwe sharp the way he wants. So he goes to the machine and grabs a metal bar, a handlebar that comes off. And it has a lid, anarudisha hiyo lid on the other side. Nikafikiri nitachapwa na hiyo kitu like a cane. I'm there, please don't beat me with that thing. Nini. Kumbe surprisingly he just tossed me around, akaiweka hapa. Sasa ako nyuma yangu ananinyonga na hiyo kitu. And this man is big. He is strangling me na hiyo chuma akiwa nyuma huku anaifinya hivyo.
Tatu ulivumilia sana. Ulivumilia sana. Hii haiko kufikisha kwa mwisho sasa. Kwa kama anakunia akiwa nyuma, kumaanisha killing you now hata sio big deal kwake. Uliendelea kukaa? Uliendelea kumvumilia?
Sikuendelea. Nilikuwa nime
Sorry, my sister.
Why was he rewarding me with death? 11 years later. If he was going to stop, he was going to stop the 30 minutes, but the ones that he was strangling me by hand. Why did he turn to the metal bar? Na alikuwa anafinya hiyo chuma. Nilikuwa ninamulilia. I'm seeing his face, it had turned into a very bad thing. So red eyes. Ameturn kitu mbaya, anamwambia ni mimi, please stop it. That's when he's pressing on harder. What had I done to him? He was rewarding me with death. My children were in the next room. Ni wadogo. He can have children without a mother. He can have children without a mother. I sacrificed everything. I let go of everything because of love. Kama hakuwa anataka angesema,
It is well.
singechoka kung'ang'ana. So it's a nightmare, like a metal. Mtu nilikuwa nimelala na yeye hapo usiku next to me. He does that in the morning, very early in the morning. That is how much he hates me.
Sorry. God loves you. Sorry.
A metal bar by my neck. That is how he hates me.
Very sad story.
It's by good luck that I managed to fight him off. In that room, it was just me and him and my God. And I managed to get that metal off here. Then I remember screaming so hard. There were people outside already. Walikuwa wamesikia the commotion earlier. So when I screamed, I remember him getting scared. And that metal, actually, he had it by the hand. And mikono zake zilikuwa, the hand was like shaking, but he has it on the other hand. Then he dropped it and opened the door. When he opened the door, kulikuwa na umati wa watu hapo wamejaa. And then he just maneuvered over there na akaenda. So that is how he went away until today. Yeah, by the time he was leaving, I remember I was still screaming, even though people were all over outside. I was still screaming. When they, no, tell us what's happened. We're already here. When I kept quiet, I could not say anything. Sikuweza kuongea tena.
Sorry, sister.
So I was taken to Nairobi Women's Hospital. That is where I got assistance. Nilikaa kwa ward na injuries with a BP that had shot 196 over 120. Ilikuwa imekataa kushuka. Watoto wangu wako na neighbor. They sent a counselor to me. And then by the time these days were elapsing, nikapata the scare of where I was in the ward. The other women who were being brought there. For instance, there's a lady who came with a back injury. She narrates the story and says, my baby daddy did this. She had 14 bites on the back. And 14 bites, the nyama haiko. And more of those cases were coming in when I was there. And all of a sudden I gained my strength. Nilianza tu kuongea. Mimi nataka kwenda, BP ikashuka tu. I want to go to my children, and that's how I went. So I remember when I left the hospital, I was supposed to sue, going to the police station to take P3. Even there, when I go there, nilikuwa naenda napata stories like this one ameua bibi yake, mrushe huko, huyu amerape mtoto amekufa. And then I felt like on this queue, I'm standing here breathing, and I'm trying to sue somebody who was trying to accomplish this thing. It's by good luck that God nime escape too narrowly because God had a reason for that. So nikadecide me I'm not even suing. I left it. Mi nikaenda nyumbani to my children. Now when I went to my children, that's it.
For me, according to me, my opinion, I believe God had saved kutokana na this healer, this devil. Let me use those words because hakuna mtu anaweza fanya kitu kama hiyo. Or maybe alikuwa possessed as a demon, some of the devil. Or maybe alikuwa in a mission to destroy your life, but God protected you. And I believe God has a reason for that or to that. And I believe, my sister, God amekuprepare already. Now God is ready to use you. My people, come on our Chi story. Jalisho na yote ukiwa wapi. The only thing you can do to support her, go to her YouTube channel. Link ndio hiyo nimepin. Watch her story because she's sharing her story there, and also very soon maybe atakuwa analeta other people's story. Let's help her to make sure that she grows afike mahali inafaa afike, because she has a great potential, she has something. Mi nilimwambia wakati nilimwona TV nikasema oh my god, kwa nini ana waste time? So hiyo link iko hapo, go and subscribe. Subscribing, share and also comment, atafurahia sana. Now asante kwanza kwa kuja kwa show, but nataka kuuliza some questions. Do you blame your mother or your parents kwa kutokulea vizuri, kukuonyesha njia ama barabara? Do you blame them?
Yes, I do. I do blame my parents.
Again about Joe?
I do blame my parents, my mother especially, due after separating from the husband.
Yes.
I assume that she was supposed to say something,
Yeah.
but sometimes I look at it and I make excuses for her. She has gone through this abuse also. Could it have been that pia yeye hakujua what exactly was going on? The guardians, I was at the nun's place. When the nuns are raising me from, I came from this violent family where my dad was violent. Niliingia kwa nuns. I was taken care of for so many years from class 4 to university. In that setup, there was a lot of kindness. I only knew care. I only knew love. Maybe they missed something. They could have said something about men, you know. I do blame them, but I struggle with it, and I tell myself, who should have said what, when and where, and how should have someone said it? Because I'm very sure if I had ever had something, I know I could have gotten in there knowing that this goes like this or this can happen, but I never had any clue. I was so plain. Actually, I was getting into this life partner choice with a mentality that human beings are kind. To me, I could not imagine that there is a human being that is incapable of kindness. For me, it was obvious that human beings are kind.
Yeah, especially the one who loves you.
Yeah, so it turns out that it's not true. Some human beings are not capable of kindness. So who says what, when, and where?
Yeah. Another question. Do you blame your first boyfriend before you met the one that may destroy your life?
Yes, I do.
Which way?
I think he was too kind, too soft, too... There was nothing... what was he supposed to do actually?
Because maybe kuna something ulilack kutoka kwake, ikakufanya ukajiingiza kwa this one. What is that ulilack kutoka kwake?
Or maybe not him.
Or maybe alikudam, ukajipata kwa situation kama hiyo.
Oh, maybe he didn't pick up my phone and I ended up using a rebound as a lover. I ended up using a rebound for a husband. So for me, if it was a rebound, it should have been a rebound and that's it. I should have known if it's a rebound. Now how do I get a husband? How do I get a rebound? A rebound is not a family man. A rebound is not a father. A rebound is not a husband. Who was supposed to, make me understand that?
Another question. First day sex with this man, mwenye haujakaa naye sana, mjai meet in public place, mkaongea, mkajuana, but first day in your house, mka have sex.
A very prolonged one actually.
When I feel like this one ndio imekuletea shida yote.
So what actually made me go to that height? If it was first time, why not overnight? What do they call it? That one night stand? Why not one night stand? So am I clinging on sex? What exactly does sex do for me that maybe it is ending up putting me in trouble? Yeah.
Wow. Another question. Wow. This man, in your life hukutarajia something like this inaweza kuhapenia. Sindio? In fact, kwako ni kama dream.
Yeah.
Kwa sababu maybe kama unasikianga, but to you ulikuwa umejipangia your future venye itakuwa, ulikuwa umejipanga mpaka unapay rent ya 25k and you are a lady not a man. For him alikuwa anaishi 7 ni bedsitter maybe 7k or 6, some houses in 6. Haukuona like mapema like hey, how comes nitoke kwa 2 bedroom niende kwa bedsitter? Mbona asikuja basi? Ama mbona tusihamie mahali pengine? Haukuthink over that?
I think a lot of cultural background is playing role here. I used to see a woman as you give the mandate to the man. He is the one to marry you. You can't bring in the man. He has already said that a woman does not even go to the husband with possessions. So even him, he's coming around on the same culture also. So if it means I'm gonna leave this for me to have a family, I had no problem with it. I had this notion about we will grow together. People get to help each other. We work together. We grow together. So and we support each other. So even when I was suffering in the house, that when it's his time to give me money, to feed me, to take care of me, he's complaining. Before he got to where he was, I used to do it for him. He is down. I would even go and pay his house rent when he's down. That time I had no problem with doing that because I love him. It's support. You can support your partner with what you have, and it doesn't matter. So for me, it was that selfless. Why would he have a problem when it is him taking care of me, now that I end up to suffer like this? So it is sometimes, I would say, the cultural background and the things we get to exposure to. The exposure, the experiences will end up influencing the kind of the landing that you're gonna make. When you are landing on a wrong foot, it looks all right, but it's wrong. It's what you saw. For example, when I am admiring my mama in her marriage, remember I'm seeing my dad disturbing her like this, beating her, children are running away. But I'm still admiring. I would like to have a family. What I think is I never got an ideal thing to learn from. The only thing I know is this one. So when I'm getting into mine, I know men beat women. So for me, I'm getting in there with a notion that my mama, whatever my mom did not do, I'm gonna do it so that he doesn't treat me like the way dad treated her. That which she's not doing, I will do it so that this man can be nice. Yeah.
Wow. Mtu akisema love ama akitaja word love, kwako inamaanisha nini?
Love is a feeling that is accompanied by, it's influenced by several reasons. Yeah, there are reasons for love.
Utapenda tena?
You get to feel because there are reasons that influence that.
You personally, utaipenda tena siku nyingine?
I am not sure.
Why?
I feel like I have been played. I have been tricked so much. I have been, actually I can say I have been conned. Matters marriage. I was with a marital conman for 11 years. So marital conman for 11 years, I have been conned matters marriage. So do we say whether I'm gonna love again or am I gonna get married? First of all, was this even a marriage? Because I believe that there is a man who is marrying, depending on the setups that we have around, there is a way a man should take up a woman. There is a way a woman should be taken up as a wife. So was it even a marriage? Maybe one day if someone does it right, and maybe one day if I get to fall in the right love. Because this one, I see so many issues with it. I even remember there is something I forgot. I used to go out before we moved in. I go out with the girls. I find him waiting for me at my door at night. And I interpreted that as love. He's waiting for me at night. Yeah. That is the wrong love, I fell into the wrong love. I did not understand what exactly is love. I think there is good love and bad love.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, your own husband beating you and having sex with you. kupitia nyuma. Watoto wakiona. Do you think watoto wako ama unaona watoto wako wanakubeba aje kama mama?
It's actually bad, and I said one of the things that hurt me most around all this is those children. He mishandled those children when they were becoming of age. There is that age where the child starts the discovery.
Yes.
That is the time you come and start misbehaving. That is the time you come and start maltreating them. That is the time you come and mishandle me when they are looking at you. And I just pray to God that God is going to wipe away that and protect them anyway, because I don't have and I ask my children to forgive me one day. You know, there are so many things playing around things, what they get to see and what they will go through anyway, even after all this has happened, is all painful, is all sad, sickening. It's traumatizing, but I'm asking God to give me that strength. If I am going to be the only person and be holistic parent, then let me be, and God protect them so that they don't maybe pick up some of these things that we pick from, you know, the exposure we get exposed to by our parents, and then we carry that forward, so that they in fact they're gonna see this video maybe one day. I hope by the time they watch this, they will be able to understand that I really, really worked on this. I really, really wanted this, but the other person never had. Yeah. So it wasn't me. For me, I really, really wanted I really, really wanted them to be okay. I really wanted their welfare. And when I had them, I was so proud that they made me a mother. I hope that one day they will understand. I wanted this to work, but I wasn't going to work it alone.
Your husband going out with men, living in the house, unafeel kama alikuwa gay? Kwa sababu the things ambayo umetueleza kulingana na angeenda out, hang around na men, akuacha kwa nyumba, then akuje afanye mapenzi na wewe nyuma.
Anyway,
hiyo inakuonyesha nini?
I wouldn't say he was gay because he was okay. By the time I'm in there with him, he is performing normally. It only gets to a certain point now. He becomes the violence is becoming. You know, like when I get slapped, tomorrow it's not a slap. The day after tomorrow, I am being stepped on the floor. The next day, I'm being raped, and it's the thing is escalating like that. I'm not able to say that he was gay, but he was giving the time to these men more. That I even used to send some of them out of the house. But for him, they were friends, and they claim that, you know, when you meet a partner, you have to let them do his friendships. But I can only say that there should be a balance, and a good balance, because why would I be sending men out so that I can be with my man? And because I'm not sure, I'm not going to say that, but the you know, this sex that he's having with me, and it's you know, it's not something that I would, you know, do. I would go for, depending on my values. I don't value that at all. So when he's doing this to me, that is torture, that is abuse, and that is very wrong. But it's fine. I was taking that up because I thought my family had to work out. These children had to have a father. These children had to belong. So no matter what I'm going to withstand, at least at the end of the day, if they're gonna belong with their father, that's it. But it never, he does this, and then at the end of the day, they don't get the father either. And I come to realize that anyway, I was struggling a lot with things that are not up to me. It is not my work to make someone a husband. A husband is good when it's a good husband. A wife is good when it is a good wife. It is not my job to make someone a father. You are a father. You are either a father or not. So I was just there trying to make somebody something that he is not already. The problem I would have is, why would someone lie to me? Why would someone, you know, declare his love when he knows it is not true? You know, I was in that house waiting for years. I was waiting for him to change. I was waiting for him to start being a good parent. And I was waiting for him to start behaving like a husband. As I waited, I was suffering. And probably he knew he wasn't into this. Why would he? If you do not love me, let me go. Why lie to me? Why torture me? Why abuse me? So if you do not love somebody, please let them go. And actually I discovered that I've been a victim of abuse. And out there is a question that is always arising. Why did you stay? Why didn't you leave? I want people to know this. Any woman, let me talk about women because I'm a woman and I've experienced a man. Any woman who is in this relationship, a marriage, any kind of relationship with a man who is abusive, I discovered that they are being called narcissistic men. Any narcissistic man is not always abusive. There are instances of violence. The next thing he's at the door with a bouquet of flowers. He's violating you tonight. The next morning he's taking you for dinner. They are not always violent. So you get what they do is create the confusion. And if you're coming from a background where you are not aware that there are people who are like this, you are going to fall for it. And the reason why it works, the abuse works, is because an abusive man is out there hunting for a victim. The moment he discovers that this is the one, and the most characteristics that they're hunting for is the kindness. He detects kindness, that's it. You will get in there, you will not even know. There are women out here who do not even understand. For me, I have been talking a lot. So many people are contacting me, and I am proud of telling this story. I want my voice to go. Actually, I have been very busy. Saying no to chains of domestic violence, saying no to abusive relationships. And I wanted to rise above the shadows of abuse so badly that anybody who got to spot me anywhere and they ask me, can you tell your story and teach someone this and this, then I do it proudly, because I would like every woman to know abuse is bad. There is no pride about being abused. There is no trophy about being a good wife. You will be abused. You will suffer there with your children. And by the time you're saying, I'm going to deal with it, you can gather the strength and deal with it. The children or that child that you have in there is going to go down with you, because for them, they can't deal. You'll get a destroyed child because for them, they can't deal. You will have exposed them because you feel like you are going to do something about it, or you are ashamed. For me, I used to feel ashamed. It's the shame that kept me there. And the trickery. These men are very tricky. He kept me in that house for years with a statement, I already chose you. Anytime he does something, and I would blow out and start quarreling, and I'm leaving. See, look around. I already chose you. I love you. Why are you going to disturb people? I already chose you. It's trickery. So it takes someone to have exposure about abuse and abusive men for you to be able to discern it or to detect it when you are making a life partner's choice. Otherwise, so many women are in there, they get into it. Sometimes you are not even aware what is happening to you. I was even losing my mind. I found myself forgetting things. For example, I remember I wanted to meet somebody at Sarit Center. And this Sarit Center is the city that I have been for some years, and it was at the back of my hands. And I look for Sarit, and I'm like, what was that? 6 years down the line since I started having babies, I cannot remember what Sarit Center is. And then someone directs me, and I go and find it. It's a mall. It's a mall that I used to go in and out of. Another example, imagine I had, you see the expressway? It is being constructed. I have no chance to go to the city or go outside. My work is market, children, house, market, children. They are constructing the highway. I come out after we have broken up in this relationship. And in February, that's when I go and see. The roundabout thing is now you know, it's now the expressway. And I would even see it on TV and I would imagine maybe it's in Taita at the border huko. It's just here.
Nairobi.
Yeah, and I'm just here. Why am I indoors? You see what these abusive relationships can do to somebody.
Yeah.
So by the time you want to judge those who are staying, and by the time you want to ask why didn't you leave,
Yes.
there are so many factors that are playing the confusion that hits this woman, and she ends up there. Yeah.
Hata kama hamuko naye kwa maisha yako, bado ni baba watoto wako, si ndio?
Yeah.
Maana wako na damu yake.
Yeah.
Umemsamehe na maybe anaona hii video leo.
I actually I was very disturbed about why he would reward me with death. When I got in here with all the sincerity, I put my heart open. I placed everything, every guard down. And years later, he wants to reward me with death. That was the rock bottom for me. I know I never want back, because someone who has driven me to death point, there is nothing beyond death. So for me, I'm done. But there are children there. There is co-parenting. I have already forgiven him. I'm not even suing because God got me out of it. So I owe it to my God. Thank you, God, for giving me this chance. When God is not done, he is not done. So who are you to come and intervene? Life is sacred. And as human beings, we should we should always get in touch with ourselves. You have no right over our life. You have no right at all. So for me, I have forgiven him already.
Tukimalizia dakika moja, maybe kuna person pale nje anakuwatch. Ako like, how can I get or find this lady? Wanaweza kupata wapi?
Yeah, first of all, I said that I do fashion, kitenge. I'm doing the fashion thing. I'm a teacher, but I'm not teaching. I'm still looking for a teaching job. Anyway, those who have the jobs, you call me. Sincerely, and truly. Not the social media jokes that I've been going through.
Yes.
I still need a job to teach.
Okay.
I'm a teacher for biology and chemistry, high school. That is if you are able to connect me.
Okay.
Then I do fashion, kitenge, African wear.
Yes.
I have been doing some of those, and it's been a struggle since we parted ways. You know, now you are left without money. You have nowhere to go. You're just starting from the scratch. Yes. I'm doing something with it. It's helping me to survive so far, but I'm not very stable with it because I'm even sharing the tailoring shop because I have no machines of my own. I met someone who gave me a machine, but we didn't understand each other. She came and took it away because for her she wanted to do business with me, but me, I wanted someone who can give me a machine. So if you're able to do that for me, well and good. And then I have the number. You can contact me for kitenge orders. If you do African wear for family especially, I do tailor those. You can call me on 0729 04 1820. 0729 04 1820.
Inaingianga, isikuwe mteja.
Yeah, 0729 04 1820, especially WhatsApp. That is the only platform I am on right now. You can WhatsApp me, you can text me, and you can also call on that number. For kitenge orders, if you would like, I would love those so that you can promote me. And anything else, you can contact me on that. Any other kind of support, I'm here. Just call me.
Mimi naweza kuambia hivi, you are going far, according to me.
Yeah.
You start a YouTube channel, na utaona mkono wa Mungu. Because out there, watu wanataka mtu kawa wewe. The person who speaks from experience, not from school or certificates. Unajua kuna difference ya school na certificate na experience.
Sure.
So we believe God atakutake far, na God atakubless, atakuinua. Next time tutarudi hapa tukisifu Mungu tukisema Mungu ametenda, God has blessed her, blah blah, ndio. So guys, fanya hivi, hiyo link nimeweka hapo chini ya YouTube yake. Go and subscribe. And also unaweza mtafuta mbonge kibusiness, ndio. Wacha tumhelp grow. Let's support our own first. Mimi mwenyewe I can see greatness in her. So pia wewe najua unaona. So thank you for coming. Asante kwa kuja kwa show yangu, nimefurahia sana. I don't take it for granted, and najua story yako imeelimisha watu pale nje sana. kama wewe ni
Yes.
boy ama girl. Hauta make the same mistake. Hauta tu one day tu umepata mtu
Red flags.
Umemleta kwa nyumba, have sex, ndio huyo
Karada ya red flags.
Sindio?
I missed so many of those, and I am so proud to be on this show. I am so proud to meet you. I am very proud. I'm walking around collecting these kinds of blessings. Thank you for blessing me. I'll walk out there knowing that there's someone who believes in me.
Yes.
And on that YouTube channel, I'm going with it. You keep on pushing me. Thank you so much, my brother. And my viewers,
Yes.
thank you so much. Thank you so much for every support, for viewing, for everything. I say thank you. You hold my hand also.
Yeah.
You are welcome to hold my hand and walk with me. It's a very long journey, a painful one, but I'm proud that I am able to talk. At least by the time I sit on these cameras, I know that I'm able to say what happened to me. It is a good thing. And I like it because it pushes me ahead. It makes me heal faster.
Wow. Thank you for watching. I love you so much. Let's meet in the next video. I'm an interview. Bye bye.